You're watching MSJ Springfield girls basketball action, the varsity version. We're going to get the introductions for Springfield. Jackie Rushton will come out, number 23. And, of course, you can see Springfield's in the all-dark green uniforms. Whitney Cox will come out next. She'll wear number 11. Jessica Lacrosse, 21, the third Springfield starter to come out. Katie White will be in the backcourt. She'll wear number 22. And Carly Ward, number 33, who was in the game that I did down at Mill River, when Springfield played down at Mill River. Ward was quite an option down low. We'll see if they'll be able to get to the basketball in the paint against MSJ. So that's the Springfield starting five for you. We swing it over now to the home MSJ squad, coached by Kim Levins. Coming in with just that one loss on the season. Has already defeated Springfield once down in Springfield. And Liz Fort will come out. She'll be the first Mountie. She's a senior. Another senior, Alex Marcel, number 23. And senior, Natalie Marchese, will wear number 24. And it's all senior lineup for MSJ in the starting role. And Kristen Loris coming out now, number 10. And Elizabeth Temple, number 12, will be the final starter for MSJ to come out. Again, Springfield MSJ on Channel 15 Sports from the Common Avenue Gym. For information about Channel 15 and its scheduling, just go to the website at PEGTV.com. So the jump ball at midcourt. And like I said, close ball game down in Springfield. MSJ, though, a much different team right now than they were. They're playing some of their best basketball, coming off a three-point win over a very good Fairhaven squad. And of course, one thing, of course, I can't bring you the game, but they're MSJ's next game's at Rutland. And hopefully MSJ's mind won't be lingering ahead in their schedule, and they'll think about tonight. So Ward will jump up against Marcel, and they'll be controlled by Rushton of Springfield in the backcourt. Springfield, we've had them on once already, taking on Mill River. There's Rushton in the paint. We'll kick it out on that side to White. She'll put it up and swish it for three. Or Cox. I'm sorry, that was Cox. Katie White's 22, but Cox, number 11, with a long distance shot. We'll make it 3-0 Springfield. 7:35 to go in this opening quarter of play. And that's going to be Fort. There's the penetration. There's the dish. There's the cut to the basket by Marchese. Left hand up and in. Number 4 was nursing a very badly high ankle sprain injury. That's pretty much all set now, Coach Levin said. She's just about back to 100%. And Marchese there defensively. There's a catch by Ward. She traveled. Yeah, she came in to catch, but then she looks like a wide receiver in football. Tried to baby step in, keep her feet in bounds, and she shuffled them and got the travel. Marchese will call the play out, and she'll quarterback from the point, number 24 for MSJ. Remember, she set out the first 9 games with a suspension, and she's back in action and gives MSJ a little more depth off the bench. And another senior on the floor, Marcel on a drive, tried to go up and under and had it come up short. Now Rushton, after Ward got her the basketball. Rushton, she's going to handle the ball a lot for Springfield. She's their point guard, looking for, that's Katie White, number 22, and that went off from the Mounties' hands, denying her the pass out of bounds, and White will try to bring the ball into play, and Springfield's going to run the stack, and we'll leave it wide so you can see the play. They get it into Ward. That's the spot all night. 5-2 now, Springfield. MSJ, tallest players, 5'8", 5'9", if you stretch her. It's Alex Marcel. Like I said, Springfield with some good size out there in Ward, and see if they can take advantage of. You know, it's not a matter of just saying, oh, I want her to, you know, she's going to be hot shooting down inside. It's can you get her the ball down inside? Because there's, you know, when you're a shorter team, you can defense so that, yeah, she's bigger than you down low, but you can't get her the ball. Ward with the steal on an errant pass by Marchese. And Rushton had her pass tipped, and it's going to be picked back up by Rushton. Gets it off to Ward. Failing away. Nope, off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound kept alive by White. She'll kick it back to Rushton. She'll go baseline, fake the shot, pull up now, and give it back to White. She'll fake, see the baseline open up, put it up, and got it. I don't even think that touched the rim or the net. 7-2, and there's some hot shooting here by Springfield early on. The Cosmos in the dark green uniforms with a 7-2 lead over MSJ. There's Ford on that back door. Cut in, Temple. Got a lot of Liz's out here. That was Elizabeth Temple. She made the cut on the back door, and great catch. Nice set of hands on her. Catches about every ball thrown to her. And she'll make it the basket, making it 7-4. And there's a steal by the Mounties over to Fort. That's going to be a foul. Should be some shots coming up for Elizabeth Fort, number 11. 2 shots, okay. So we'll have senior Liz Ford at the line, and usually pretty darn good from the free throw line, trying to get MSJ into that ball game. It's 7-4. Now Springfield been shooting the lights out here early on, and Ford will make that, making it 7-5. So she'll get set, take her second shot. The foul was on Rushton. That's her first, and she'd be one of them people that Springfield just couldn't afford to lose. And that's a home rim right there. Got a little nice bounce dropped in. White will take the ball out of bounds and get it into Rushton. They also have Cox, number 11. She's got the basketball now, and they'll go to Ward, and then she'll just find Cox on the sideline. Lewis there defensively, and that pass tipped and controlled by Marchese. So they were doing a good job momentarily of breaking the press, and then that one pass to the center of the court and was knocked away. This will be Temple. She'll give it off to Marchese. Back to Temple, swings to Marcel, and they'll be patient here. They'll set it back up. They're all shooters on the floor for the Mounties right now. Everybody's got the green light. Everybody's capable of scoring. There's the screen set. Marcel up, and no, went to the underhand. Little fancy on the shot and didn't drop. And I'm looking. I'm trying to see. Lacrosse hasn't touched the ball yet for Springfield. That's on the floor, and it's going to be Marchese getting up, getting it to Marcel from her knees. The pass generated. And to Temple for two. Yes. Elizabeth Temple with 4 points now. That one from just inside the three-point arc makes it 8-7 MSJ as they take their first lead of the basketball game. Remember, the first shot of the game by Springfield was a three-point shot. Rushton wanted to go inside, and Lacrosse got nudged out by Loris. That became a free ball, and MSJ took it over, and that's going to be controlled by Ford along the baseline. Tiptoes to stay in bounds. Wants to go on the dribble, couldn't get it, goes to Temple. She'll set herself up, and no. Had a good look, squared to the basket, and the thing just didn't drop for her. And now we'll have White get control of the basketball, number 22. Goes to Rushton. Rushton wants to make the move, got to the free throw line, gets the pass back to Ward. Goes for Lacrosse, and Cox will take the shot, and we'll go both Lacrosse and Cox right there in the same spot for Springfield. And it works out for them as they'll get the basket. Makes it 9-8. The Cosmos with the lead. We're in the first quarter on Channel 15 Sports, and get a foul. And it's going to be White with the foul, and you can see the call. Now Melanie O'Rourke will come in for Marcel. So Marcel will sit down. Melanie O'Rourke will come in. That'll be the first sub for MSJ. Game with 3:43 to go in the first quarter of play. And the Mounties down by 1. O'Rourke take you off the dribble, but she's hit some big threes this year, and she's quite the buzzer beater from outside. That's going to be O'Rourke. Wanted to go inside to Temple. Wasn't there. They didn't force it. Nice catch by Fort. Turns, pulls it away, goes to the hole, goes up, and nope, might have been Ward partially touching the ball. Got a little piece of it to block it. And here comes Rushton. Goes up across, and that's going to be Cox with the catch. And they want to go down to Lacrosse, and Loris just really got physical and didn't give her a pass lane, get her the basketball. So Jackie Rushton to Ward, and she's been playing up high, and then Fort got a piece of it, couldn't control it. They'll give it off to White, and Springfield goes down inside to Lacrosse. She'll back away off the glass, no good, and the rebound will be controlled by White on the baseline. Back to Lacrosse. She'll square fire and come up with air, and the rebound this time with Marchese. She'll just push the ball up on that far side herself. Gets it to O'Rourke and got fouled. Rourke should be getting a couple shots here on that attempt. Yeah, she's fouled in the act of shooting, and now Melanie O'Rourke getting set. Take the shots at 2:54 to go in the first quarter of play. Again, you're watching Channel 15 Sports, Community TV, Amateur TV, Public Access Volunteers. Bringing the game to you tonight, Jerry Munger from the Common Avenue Gym, and O'Rourke with a rare miss from the free throw line. And that foul was called on Ward. That's her first, but it's Springfield's third foul already as a team. She'll miss them both. The rebound came down to White, and she'll just look for the long pass. Wasn't there, and then she'll bring it up and cross the timeline herself. Go to Rushton on the left side. Goes down inside to Cox. Baseline on the left side. Didn't happen. White from Ward, and they kept Ward up. Oh, that's all ball. That's all ball. What a job by O'Rourke. That's a big-time block. And Fort's going to come out and take a breather, and I need another body. Comstock's coming, 21. Again, MSJ coming off that three-point win over Fairhaven. Got Rutland next. You won't see it on Munger Vision. As politics keep me out of the Rutland High School gym. Foolish thing you ever heard, but that's Marchese for three. And Rushton with Comstock there in the backcourt. MSJ's giving a different look now defensively. And you'll see the Mounties really very well-schooled defensive team. They'll give you a lot of different variations of presses. They'll go to man-to-man. They'll go to a lot of different zones and keep you thinking off balance. And we got a foul before the shot on the floor, and we'll get the call. It's going to be Comstock called for the foul on the hand check, and White will take the ball out of bounds for Springfield, who's in the dark green uniforms. And Springfield, like I said, they keep Ward up high. They run like a high post where they're trying to. Right now they have Loris on her. Loris giving away a good 6 inches, and that's going to be an air ball. And Ward tipped it. Comstock races to it and gets it. Boy, small is sometimes better, believe me. As they're just quick and agile, these MSJ players. And Marcel at the scorer's table, a minute 47 to go, getting set to check back in for Coach Levens in the green wave. Temple to O'Rourke. She'll make the catch. Cox was on her defensively. Loris, who doesn't shoot enough but can make it, has the ball. Now Temple took the dribble toward the paint, got sealed off, pulled it back out, and goes to Marchese. She'll go between the legs, back to Temple. She'll line it up. She's got 4. She's still got 4. Rebound on the floor. Everybody collides. They go to the floor, and it's still a loose basketball. Now O'Rourke will get involved in it. That thing will pop free, and O'Rourke travel. Yeah, it was a good battle, but when she rolled over, that was going to be a travel. Now Loris will sit down, and Marcel will take her spot, and that's a Mountie change. And it's White. Again, will be bringing the ball, and Cox will come back from midcourt, catch the ball on the sideline. That's a long pass off from Comstock's hand to Marcel's forehead, and now to Lacrosse. She'll go up and finish it off. Tell you what, you usually don't get away with those long passes, as we're tied at 11 now, but that took quite a unique bounce off of Mountie's hand to a Mountie's head, and then back to Springfield. The JV game was won by MSJ as they defeated Springfield JV by 10, 30-20. Allie Shappy in that game having 15 points. She had half of the MSJ JV points. But it was a great team effort. I mean, the defense rebound. Temple went up, ball was blocked, ball still loose. Ward will get a hold of it, and she'll pivot around, and she'll put it on the floor herself, take one dribble, and go back to Rushton with 39 seconds to go. Springfield had a 7-2 lead at one point. MSJ will come back and take a 3-point lead. Now we're all tied at 11. And that pass, not really sure that pass was intended to, but it ends up in the second row. Common Avenue Gym. Liz Fort will come back into the ballgame for Temple for MSJ with 29.9 seconds to go. And they just need somebody to take the ball out of bounds, unless the cheerleader right there wants to bring the ball in play. Nope, she'll step out of the way. And after one dribble, Marcel will get back to Marchese. Marchese already with one three-pointer. Will get right between the circles, and her pass almost picked off, and there's the drive by Marcel. Showed him the ball, took it away, and again she'll miss on the drive. That's the second time tonight. She's came up short with 5 seconds to go. Here comes Springfield, the chance for the lead. They got it up ahead, and there it is. Good push. Cox with the bucket. Mountie's down 13-11. 7 seconds, 6, 5. Lots of shooters on the floor for MSJ. There's a great dish, and the finish by Comstock. And what a job by Danielle Comstock, as we're going to have, with the Comstock basket, a 13-all game at the end of the first quarter play. Springfield MSJ on Channel 15 Sports. The ball game, number 22 for Springfield, but she's also being joined by LaPlante, number 14, Heather LaPlante. She's a shooter in that Mill River game that I covered between Springfield and Mill River. LaPlante came off the bench, gave him a lot of offense. She wanted to drive on the kick, gets it back. There's a pass inside to Ward. Ward. Petrillo also in the game, number 15. That shot from the outside, no good. Marcel had it. The ball popped out of her hands. Will go down to Cox. Her pass trying to save it. Went up to Comstock. They'll call a double dribble on Comstock. So it'll be White and Springfield taking the ball out of bounds. They'll have it on the baseline underneath their own basket. 7:39 to go. We played 21 seconds of the second quarter. Nobody in any foul trouble. 3 team fouls on Springfield, 1 on MSJ. And it's been a pretty good flowing game, actually. And that rimmed out. 26 points combined by the two teams, and take that any day. There's the crossover, there's the paint, there's the skip step, and there's the basket by Marchese. That'll give MSJ back lead at 15-13, and then Marchese caused that. Her and O'Rourke got together defensively, and they'll force the turnover, and there'll be MSJ ball. Oh, Fort went to the wrong side. They'll come to this side. And it is Marchese, Fort, Marcel, Comstock, and O'Rourke out there for MSJ. And now Rushton and Lacrosse coming back in for Springfield. So they leave LaPlante and Petrillo out there. And I'm looking for one more person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oh, lacrosse is out there. Okay, and they'll go down inside, and that's going to be a push from behind on Petrillo as she tried to nudge Marcel out of the sweet spot and got called for the foul. That'll be the 4th team foul, first on Petrillo. That's number 15, Michelle Pinter-Petrillo. So with a 15-13 game, the Mounties with the lead. They'll have the ball up to Marchese, and she'll snap the pass right back to Marcel. There's the baseline, there's the catch, and Fort, double teamed, will just dribble out of traffic. And she'll go all the way over the top to O'Rourke, to Marchese, and boy, see, that's why that three-point shooting out there, the defender had to go out and pressure her, because if she didn't, she would just take the three, and when she came out to pressure her, it's going to be a jump ball as Fort and Lacrosse get tied up. It's going to be staying down in the center of the floor. Did I say, though, but once the defender came out to press Marchese, she just took her off the dribble with that great quickness. Marcel to O'Rourke. There's the pop out by Fort, and no shot. We got a foul called away from the action. 22 is White. She's called for the push. That'll become the 5th team foul on Springfield, the 2nd on White, and that's big. Marcel to O'Rourke, back to Marchese. There's Fort. And boy, White did a good job of cheating toward the baseline. That's where Fort wanted to go. Marcel, tough pass to handle. Ball pops up in O'Rourke's hands. Her pass knocked down. And here comes Rushton. Got it under control. Got 2-on-1. There's the give. And no, that was a tough shot, actually. So O'Rourke will get the rebound. That's Lacrosse. Just had all her momentum going forward. Now it's a tougher shot to look, and she just put it too hard off the glass. And MSJ and Marchese now. Marcel had the pass almost knocked out, the ball almost knocked out of her hands by Petrillo, and she traveled. Got a little bit too quick for herself there and started to go before the ball was dribbled. And with 6:14 to go, we stay at 15-13 MSJ. And Springfield in a tight one. The Mounties just coming off another Division II battle this past weekend with a win over, 3-point win over Fairhaven. And that's Temple at the scores table getting set to check in for MSJ. And that pass intercepted. 3-on-1 for the Mounties. Marcel ahead. O'Rourke bobbled the pass. Marcel will pick it back up, go to the floor, and we got a foul. Now become the 6th team foul. So the next foul that Springfield commits to send MSJ to the line, and well, Temple will come in for O'Rourke. That's what I want to see for the switch. That's for MSJ in the white uniforms. That'll bring Carly Ward and Cox back. Ward 33 and Cox number 11. And again, like I said, she had 1 point from inside the paint, 1 bucket from inside the paint in the first quarter. Other than that, they brought her up high. And she's got size on all the Mounties down there. Marcel for a three-pointer. Nope, hard off the rim on the floor and picked up by Cox. And now she'll just toss the ball off to Rushton on a short pass. Rushton, you'll see this spring for this softball team for the Cosmos. And then Marcel came right over and knocked the ball away. And then rolling on the floor is White. And it's going to be off from Marcel. I believe they're going to have a reversal. The call here is Lambert talking. And yeah, they're going to go MSJ basketball. So one official saw it one way, and he was overruled. It'll become MSJ basketball with 5:39 to go in the second quarter. So Marchese trying to work out the Temple screen. Didn't see any penetration. Pulled it out. Temple on the cut. Flashed open. They give her the ball down low. She'll roll. And Marchese, no, had it slapped out of her hands by Rushton. Liz Fort will take the ball out of bounds now. And Fort, right in front of the Springfield coach. The Springfield bench will go in the backcourt to Marchese. And Coach Levins urging patience on their offense. Again, it was a closer than expected ball game down in Springfield, and that's when somebody hit the deck. It was Lacrosse for Springfield, and the ball will come back outside. Marchese, while those nifty moves will go up and won't drop. Went around, popped out. Now Cox felt the pressure from Marcel, dribbled backwards to get away from him. We'll go to Ward. Rushton's pass to Ward. Now Ward all the way over top to White to Cox. To the bucket, no good. Ball on the floor, picked up by Cox, and boy, instead of going right back up with it, she got it to White, forced the pass, and she turns, fires, no good. And Fort with the rebound. 4:49 to go, and all of a sudden that 13-13 first quarter, where all the points, 26 combined points, we've got a 15-13 game nearing the midway point in the second quarter. There's only been 1 bucket scored. Marcel, perfect pass from Temple. Great assist by Temple, and the bucket by Marcel. That'll become a 17-13 MSJ lead now as White. Between circles, thought about pushing it inside, and that never had a chance. That pass was stolen by 3 different Mounties, and here comes Comstock. Oh, got a high dribble, and it's going to be saved by Temple over in the corner. And she can dribble. She'll actually just go to the top, and that's going to be Fort. And there's the step, and Tell you what, Marcel's going to bomb away and not get it. Rebound, Temple falling away. No. Great effort by Temple. And we got a Springfield timeout. So 30-second timeout. We'll zoom it over here to the Springfield huddle. We'll give you the visitors from Springfield, the Cosmos, their roster. They have Brandy White, number 10. Whitney Cox is 11. Allison Echo is number 12. Heather LaPlante is 14. Michelle Pinter-Petrillo is number 15. Jessica Lacrosse, 21. Katie White, 22. Jackie Rushton, 23. Liz Howland, 30. And 33 is Carly Ward. And they got off to a quick start. 7-2, they had the lead. And MSJ made a nice run, came back. But we were tied up at 13 all at the end of the first quarter. It's headed into the second quarter. MSJ is the only team to score. They've got 2 buckets. They lead 17-13. And we're 4 seconds from the midway point. And Springfield is yet to score a basket here in the second stanza. They also have 6 team fouls opposed to the Mounties 1. So that could come into play here as we get near the end of the half. And the Mounties, a good free throw shooting team. There's MSJ coming out and showing you a little pressure, a little different look in the backcourt. Rushton being very cautious and deliberate to work the ball up. There's Ward up, and boy, she got fouled hard, and Ward hits the deck, and she will get up. She'll have a hickey on her butt, though. That was pretty hard hit on the tush, but she looks like she's going to be okay. That's always a scary play when you see somebody even inadvertently or accidentally nudged underneath or undercut, not on purpose, but boy, you're just so helpless when you go down and hit the deck. And she's going to be a little bit off, as that was actually a pretty strong shot by Ward. And see if she can salvage one here. She's only a junior on this roster, and she will be back up and got that one. 17-14 now. MSJ's lead down to just 3 points. Marchese has the ball brought in bounds to her by Marcel. Then Marchese will not be picked up till she crosses over the timeline. And Springfield in a man-to-man defense. Love to see that. And it's going to be a kick on Rushton. Not the worst thing that can happen. This will be ball out of bounds. MSJ will be forced to bring the ball back into play, and it looks like it'll be no problem as they'll just throw in the back court and have Marchese now. Goes off to Jen Trombley, who I didn't see check in the game. Jen Trombley, 13 out there, has had an excellent year. Made the most of her playing time. Has been a big contributor for MSJ. Marchese. Boy, got into the paint and to change her mind, and she popped back out. She's got the basketball, and that's Rushton on her. See what Rushton did? She just kept enough space so she wouldn't get burned. Got by her. Lacrosse off the miss from Trombley. And now Rushton. Cox wide open for 3. Yes! We're tied at 17, and nobody came over on this weak side defensively. Nobody rotated. It was wide open, and Cox had all kinds of time to set square fire and drain it. You can see Marchese. Well, there's that great acceleration. That was something else. Little individual, but she got it. Go up. It just didn't have enough English to come around. And Cox, she realized she was at the end of the gym, and that's going to be up. And Lacrosse will give Springfield the lead with 2:48 to go, 19-17. And MSJ quickly calls a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll go through that roster for MSJ for you. Number 10 is Kristen Lors. Liz Forts, 11. Elizabeth Temple, number 12. Jen Trombley, 13. Joelle Bovers, 14. Melanie O'Rourke's number 20. Danielle Comstock, 21. Lacey Gilligan, 22. Alex Marcel, 23. And Natalie Marchese is 24. Kim Levins, with 1 state title in Division III under her belt, looking to bring the school its first Division II title this year. Got a team on the floor that's got just 1 loss, and that was to Division I Rutland, 48-36. So it'll be Marcel. It's be the same 5. Temple, Trombley, Fort, Marchese, Marcel. So 19-17, and Springfield on a 5-0 run right now to come back from a 17-14 deficit. And right now, the tempo doesn't matter. Springfield doing a nice job of matching, bringing it up the floor at a quick pace, something that usually favors MSJ. Trombley popped out, open, gives it off on the right elbow. That's Fort, comes back, top of the circle. Temple to Marchese. She works her way all the way around the floor, and she'll step back, let it fly, and it won't go. And it's going to be 1 and out. Ward will have the rebound now for Springfield. Gives it to White, and White looked right, then worked herself back to the middle of the floor and gave it off on the left side to Rushton. She killed the dribble. Now she's got that look of, oh boy, what am I supposed to do with it? Now Rushton. She's looking to push it inside, and that's where their strength is right now. And high off the glass is Lacrosse. They've got a definite height advantage inside, and the last couple of times down the floor, they've exploited that. That pass intended for Temple from Marcel was behind Temple, becomes a turnover, and with 1:55 to go, Springfield up by 4 with a chance to make it even more, and Marchese's going to get called for the foul. Yeah, it's going to be side out, so that's the first foul on Marchese, third on the team, and White will come over, number 22. She's a good person to take the ball out of bounds. She's starting in the backcourt, but she's got some height to her. She can see over the defense and throw over it. Just seems to have a knack for the game. Like I said, I've already seen Springfield now. It's my second time this year. Cox up, Cox fires. Nope. She hit the big three that tied the game, and oh, White just picked up her third foul. That's critical with 1:41 to go for Springfield. Well, let's make sure it's White, 22. Yeah, and that's her third, and that's the 7th team foul, and a very good free-throw shooter now. And Elizabeth Temple going to the line for MSJ. Now I'll bring Petrillo in, 15 for Springfield. She'll replace White. I can't imagine we'll see White again here the remainder of this first half with only 1:41 to go. And O'Rourke will come to the scores table for MSJ. She'll check in on the second shot. And Temple, we have a foul on Temple. Yeah, she tried to follow up her miss, which is a very rare miss, and she got a push from behind. Yep. Now O'Rourke will come in for MSJ, and I believe it's going to be Fort coming out of the ball game. That's going to be the second foul on Temple. And with 1:40 to go, see if they're going to leave Temple in the ball game and risk that third foul. And they're going to come back to Rushton. 21-17. Springfield with the lead, and they led most of the game, or a good portion of the game, down in Springfield before MSJ got it together and came back to win the basketball game. That's lacrosse falling away, but Petrillo up, and oh, that was great move. That was an arching shot with a lot of English on it. That was on a level of difficulty, level of shots. That's a 10. 23-17, Springfield by 6. That's Temple. She'll swing over to Marcel. I think a lot of time the bombing away takes them out of their offensive rhythm. They'll have a real nice run going, MSJ will. And there's a time and place, believe me, they're all good shooters, and they're good three-point shooters. But every now and then, just seems like there's just a little bit of individual play and then bombing away at three, and all of a sudden that momentum and rhythm's gone, and then Springfield's on their way down the floor. Temple posting up. Temple weak side help, knocked the ball away. Temple got it and got a foul called. Yeah, they had her pretty good by the arm. That's going to be on Ward for the hold. You can see the call there. And Loris is going to come in for Trombley with 43 seconds to go, and that's the second foul on Ward. And it's going to be interesting to see if Springfield would leave her in there. Since they've got the lead and 43 seconds to go, I would almost pull her out, not risk her getting her third foul, as she's going to be instrumental here in the second half of play to Springfield's success. And there's the Liz Temple. I know, yeah, she drained that one. And Liz Howland's going to do just that. She's going to come in and replace Ward. So Howland for Ward, and that's a good move, so she won't pick up that third foul late in the second quarter. So Temple makes it a 23-18 game. Mounties down by 5, a chance to make it 4, and she looks, fires, and nope. Little off the mark, and Lacrosse was big here for Springfield in the second quarter. Got the rebound. She's got a lot of inside offense going for him also, and that's going to be Cox. Got another one. She's 2 for 2, and nobody on this side defensively again for Coach Levens, who I can tell by her body language is going to address that issue. Whitney Cox with a couple big threes. The three that tied it at 17, and then the three right there makes it an 8-point Springfield lead. That's their largest lead in the ball game. And then they've got the steal on this one, and Rushton just weaves her way into the front court. Marchese going for the basketball and throws it out to O'Rourke, and she's going to be fouled with a basket. Yeah, the bucket counts. O'Rourke. Oh, what a job by O'Rourke taking the contact and still making the basket. And so she's got a chance for a three-point play, and that's going to be the first foul on Cox, the 9th on the team, and O'Rourke at the line for the 26-20 game. Springfield with the lead with 8.9 to go, and O'Rourke will make it now just a 5-point game. Howland will bring it into Rushton, and she's going to just dribble it near this scores table and come back to the center of the floor to Howland, and that's going to be tipped by Marcel. They can get a bucket here. No, that's going to be it, and MSJ and Springfield in a dandy right now. 26-21 Springfield at the half over MSJ on Channel 15 Sports. Springfield scoring 13 points in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter, have that 26-21 lead. They've got the ball to start with. That's LaPlante going to Rushton. She'll make the catch over a few Mounties, dribble away from traffic, and now needs some help. She'll just shuffle the ball inside to LaCrosse. She'll miss, but boy, again, she got the ball down in the sweet spot. She was hitting those in the second quarter, and Springfield was able to retake the lead. Fort up and no, had a good look, didn't get a long rebound, came up to the free throw line to Rushton, number 23 for Springfield. Cosmos in the dark green, MSJ in their home whites, around their home court, Common Avenue Gym. And you're watching Channel 15 Sports as LaCrosse up and no. But she had two good looks here in this opening seconds of the second half and haven't been able to knock them down. Marchese will spin away from the pressure, get inside and get it. Ward rolled like she was expecting a pass. She rolled to the right side of the paint. And Rushton, Marchese end up in a heap. The ball's free, and it comes down to Temple, and it's 26-23. The Mounties down by 3 with a chance for a tie here with a three-point play. As Marchese picked up by Rushton right at the edge of the arc, goes off on the right side here to Fort. Fort lobbing it down inside for Marcel, reverses it and gets it. 26-25, good start here for the Mounties. They're on a 4-0 run and cut the lead down to 1 point. Each team had the lead at some point on several occasions in that first half of play, and that's going to be Rushton wanting to go down inside and kill the dribble a little bit early. Cox, who's got a couple threes, stands on the arc, and that pass by Ward was knocked down, and then it goes off from the hands of Cox out of bounds, and MSJ with a chance to take the lead here with 6:31 to go in the third quarter. Just a minute 29 seconds been played, and MSJ working themselves right back in a good position here for the lead in the ball game. Fort being guarded by Ward. There's a height advantage for Springfield there, but there's a quickness advantage for MSJ there. To go down to Marcel, and she's going to the line as she was fouled on the drive. And it's going to be 21 LaCrosse with the foul, so Jessica LaCrosse picks up the foul. 2 shots, first team foul on it. Springfield in this half, and first personal foul on LaCrosse. So Marcel, the lefty, will get up and get it. We're tied at 26, so a 5-0 run here to start the third quarter play. Gets MSJ a tie with Springfield. And Springfield calling a timeout. Don't like what they see here at the opening moments. 6:17 to be exact, left to play in the third quarter. A much needed timeout by Springfield right there as they just come out looking a little shaky. And they're on the verge of losing their halftime lead as we're tied at 26 right now. And Senior Marcel at the line for the Mounties will put it up and not get that one to happen. Temple kept it alive. Good job by Temple getting there. Marcel will come to Fort. They look for the flashback through. It wasn't there. They'll have Marchese now between circles. She'll get a good start. Stop and wrap the pass inside. And boy, O'Rourke trying to do a little magic down there and just thinking enough English on the ball. And Cox traveled big time. Yep. She knows it. She got called. So the 26-all game, the ball will be turned back over to MSJ. And they'll take it on the far side here at the Common Avenue Gym in front of the bleachers. They'll take it out of bounds, and it'll be Marcel to Marchesian. Now they'll come to Fort. She'll fake the three, get the penetration, slash along the baseline, get the ball off to O'Rourke, and she'll get it. Melanie O'Rourke will give MSJ the lead here in the third quarter at 28-26. And Rushton, she had third foul on White near the end of the second quarter. It's really hurt Springfield. She didn't get the start here. They've come in with LaPlante instead. White was really a big factor in Springfield doing so well in that first half. And boy, everybody going to the deck, and I'll tell you what, that hurt. Ward fell on top of Marcel. Marcel trying to walk it off. It'll be green basketball as LaPlante will bring it in. They're looking for Cox to come all the way around a screen on the outside, and she did. It's going to be a foul. It's going to be 3 on Temple. That's big, so that's 3 on Temple. That'll bring Trombley in to take Temple's spot, and I'll wait till the second shot. And so Cross is going to get 2 shots right now. Again, she was the ball where she caught the ball down in the sweet spot, and that's going to be good. They'll make it 28-27, MSJ by 1, and Temple's going to sit down with 5:23 to go in the third quarter with her third personal foul. She becomes the first Mountie to get 3 fouls. Remember, Katie White, number 22 for Springfield, on their bench with 3 fouls, and we have a rebound taken down, and who's the foul's going to be on? Ward got the offensive rebound, put it right back up, and Trombley will pick up the foul. She just came in to replace Temple. And now Ward with the chance from the free throw line to either tie it here and then give the lead on the second shot. Yeah, that kind of favorable lip of the rim and dropped in. We're tied at 28. As Ward will put it up, and nope, left it short, and Cox got the rebound, goes to the deck, and ball's free, and they'll tie it up, and now we'll have a jump ball, and it should be MSJ basketball. So Marcel will work in the back court with Marchese. There'll be no pressure from Springfield. And we have a 28-all basketball game. It was 13-all at the end of the first quarter. Now it's 28-all, 5-11 going to the third quarter. As Trombley way outside. He'll come back to Marchese. Marchese basically is never out of her range. She has a lot of confidence in her shooting, and they get baseline to Fort. Nice skip to Trombley to finish. What an assist from Fort, and then the finish by Trombley, and MSJ with a 30-28 lead. They'll go to LaPlante now, and LaPlante in for White, who's sitting on the bench with those 3 fouls still. Looks like they're trying to save White for as long as they can keep her down on the bench, and that's going to be Lacrosse, yes. Tell you, Jessica Lacrosse has really been the igniter here for Springfield throughout the ball game to answer runs, or to start runs for Springfield, and she'll get the basket, tying the game at 30. She's got a chance for the lead as she was fouled, and she's going to the line for the and one. So Lacrosse will go up, and no, set on the rim, no good. Ward battling for it, will reach in, and that should stay down here at Springfield as Trombley and Ward get tied up, and it's going to be taken on a baseline by LaPlante, and Springfield's going to run the stack, and I'll run the shot so you can see it. Cox is open. They're a little late getting to the basketball, so she'll drive, penetrate, kick it up to Rushton. Hesitates to take the shot, steps inside the defender and misses it. Rebound to Ward, goes up off the glass. Yes, she got it. That's what I expected to see more of. Springfield was using that size of Lacrosse and Ward down inside, and also White, when she's in there, has got some height to her. And Springfield will go back up by 2 points, 32-30. Fort, way outside, will give the ball to Marcel, who rolled to the left side. She'll come between circles to Marchese. And she lost the dribble as Rushton got a piece of it. And then there's the give on the baseline. There's the reverse, and this time a foul. Worked a couple times for Marcel. This time she got fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2 shots. And that's big because that becomes the 3rd foul on Ward now. And sometimes the best way to attack height is to do that, literally. Just go in and attack height. That's how you... She's got 3 fouls now. She'll become either very aggressive and foul out, or she'll become hesitant, complacent, and allow that paint to get a little more freer to roam through. And Marcel will make it 32-31, and Katie White now will come back to the ballgame. She's going to replace Ward. The only thing here is that White herself has 3 fouls. She comes in with a half quarter to go here in the 3rd quarter. Well, just a little over, 4:02. As Marcel for the tie will get it. We're tied at 32, and we've been tied a lot tonight at different junctures of the ball game. And no defense in the back court this time by MSJ. They've shown them a couple different variations of it, and LaPlante just weaved her way all the way down inside, kicked it out, that shot up, and no. It was a good look by Cox, and it rimmed out. The ball will come all the way back to the free throw line, and here comes MSJ with a 2-on-1. Now a 2-on-2, and that's going to be tipped by Rushton. Good job by Rushton because that broke up. Well, actually, it went out from a Mountie, but Rushton got in the passing lane, and she really took away that high percentage shot chance there on that push, and that's going to be what a stop. She planted her foot, and there's no reason for her to stop the dribble in the back corner. She's gotten in trouble a couple times tonight doing that. LaPlante's a shooter, not this time. It's off the ball tip, picked up by Marchese. White will pursue it. And don't forget, White's got 3 fouls. She's got to be a little bit heady out there, what she's doing. Fort's been kind of quiet tonight, and won't drop for... One thing about being blessed with so many offensive-minded players is that it takes some players, they never get a chance to get their rhythm going. They don't get enough touches. And I guess that's not a bad thing. But we're tied at 32, and this looks like it's going to be a Donnybrook. There goes Marchese, up and gets it. White brings the ball into Rushton, and now she'll be picked up by Marchese, just at the MSJ logo, comes down. Cox looking inside for Lacrosse, and Marcel came around from the backside, knocked the ball out of bounds. It'll be Springfield trying to get the ball into play, and get their own basket. They're going to run the stack now, or actually a little outsider stack. And there, well, Plant wasn't in there. It's supposed to be a true stack. Rushton been very hesitant to shoot tonight, and that's going to be short. And great defense by Marcel, and that pass up ahead to O'Rourke. What a pass by O'Rourke. She caught it and passed it all in one blink of the eye. Big assist for O'Rourke. MSJ now pushes it to a 4-point lead at 36-32. Cox got to the baseline, and that's Trombley got there and took it away, and it's going to stay with Springfield. It was touched by a mounting. It'll be Cosmos over in the far corner. The Common Avenue Gym looking to bring the ball into play. That's Lacrosse. She jumps out and quickly goes down inside. White triple team has the ball stripped away. And there's O'Rourke up ahead, and there's the pass to Marchese, and she will get the finish. Mounties on a run. We'll see how long Springfield goes before they call a timeout. 38-32. Springfield down 6. Cox catches, fires. No. Rebound comes down to White. She'll step inside. That's a good play, and she'll be too hard off the glass. And White, fighting for the basketball, goes to LaPlante, and it's going to be last touch by O'Rourke, who's going to get helped up off the floor by Fort, and it'll be Springfield basketball. Now Loris will come in for Trombley for MSJ. 2:15 to go in a very fluid third quarter of play. As Rushton to Ward, and Ward gets her own follow-up, misses it. Ward again. Oh, she should have taken it right back up again to LaPlante. She'll get it. They'll get the bucket no matter what. From the outside, makes it a 38-34 game. MSJ with that 4-point lead. Remember, they started this half down 26-21. There's Marcel. She's cutting traffic. Has the ball thrown away by LaPlante. She'll get it under control. And, boy, everybody going to the floor. It's going to be O'Rourke to Marcel, and foul. And I believe it's on LaPlante. 1-4. So it will be LaPlante that committed the foul. Marcel will go to the line and get ready to shoot. So Marcel, like the patient, takes her time, puts it up, and got it. And now Comstock will come in for MSJ, replacing Marchese. And Marcel, with MSJ up 39-34, looking to make it a 6-point lead, will get set. Puts it up and got it. Gets them both, and that'll make the lead. 6 points now as Rushton and White in the backcourt. No pressure from MSJ. They're going to go zone defense, looks like. Like I said, they've shown a lot of different looks tonight. They're going to go for the top, and that's going to be Ward. It's going to be interesting to see how Springfield will attack the zone. Most of Springfield's success has come from inside the free throw line like that right there, and there's a foul in the basket. I'll tell you what, when you get the ball below the free throw line in and against the zone, you've done a lot of good work, and you got to make it, happen. You got to capitalize on it, and they do. And Petrillo, 15, also in the ball game. She'll come in for Lacrosse. So Lacrosse will sit down, and Michelle Pinter-Petrillo will come in for Springfield. White at the line, and that foul was on Fort, and that's her first personal, and the team's fourth, and that's going to be a 3-point play, and they needed that with 1:23 to go. Makes it a 40-37 MSJ lead over Springfield. You see Fort now with the touch, and she looks like she'll run the point now that Marchese's on the bench, and there's the cut. Nice movement without the basketball by Marcel. Goes to Comstock. She'll go inside, triple team, and a foul. Oh, that's 4 now on Ward, and that's going to be huge. That could be the turning point in the ball game right there. Remember that, with 67 seconds to go, 1:07, Ward picked up her 4th foul, and that will probably change the complexity of the game drastically here for Springfield. Surprised they didn't sub right away for her. They have Lacrosse now at the scores table, but they'll wrap it inside to Loris. She'll kick it out with 1 minute even to go, and it's going to be held by Marcel. Goes back to Loris. Temple's on the bench for MSJ with 3 fouls herself, and White just picked up her 4th. That's big now. 2 of the key players for Springfield with 4 fouls. So Lacrosse is going to come in and replace Ward, and see if they're going to keep. Looks like they're going to keep White in the ball game with 51 seconds to go in the third quarter. And here's a late change. Cox will come in for White, and that was a good switch. So a couple Cosmos with 4 fouls apiece, and they're both starters and integral parts of this offense, and it's 40-37, and MSJ now looking to start a run to put a dagger in their opponent. Went to the paint, got stolen away. Rushton's going to have to become a lot more offensive-minded now, I would think. she's capable of it, but she's really been hesitant tonight. Of course, the defense has a lot to do with that. They're just so quick. Rushton spins away. There's the baseline. LaPlante, nope. Good look, left it short. Rushton fighting for it. O'Rourke fighting through for it. O'Rourke will pick it up. Kick, fire, and no. Just good, relentless effort by O'Rourke, though. And then Fort will hit the deck, and MSJ. That's going to be on LaPlante. That's her second foul, and it's going to be the 16th foul. That was on the floor prior to the shot, so Fort will take the ball out of bounds. Next foul, Springfield commits, other than a player control foul. We'll put MSJ at the line, and Loris, didn't touch it last, went off from Petrillo, and Springfield's got to dig down deep now with these reserves coming off the bench because they have two of their starters in trouble, and that's going to be Rushton release because she wants the foul, and Comstock finished it off. 42-37, 5-point Mountie lead, and clock winding down to 10 seconds. That's going to be Rushton with the basketball. Way across court to LaPlante. She's been off the mark tonight. That pass caught by Cox and a lot of traffic. And then she got fouled on the drive. That's not a bad deal because there's going to be the ball out of bounds. It makes with 2.6 seconds to go. Get in there, Mel. It's going to be on Loris, the foul. So they make Springfield bring the ball, and they wasted some time. And Cox, or Lacrosse, I'm sorry, forced it up. And MSJ with a good third quarter play will have that 42-37 lead over Springfield as we head to the fourth quarter of play. It's going to be LaPlante, Rushton, Cox, Lacrosse, and Petrillo out there for Springfield. They need to make something happen early here in the fourth quarter, and that's a good look by Cox. No good rebound comes down to Marcel. She's going to bring up the court herself for MSJ. They had a big third quarter, outscoring Springfield substantially. And there's Ford on the drive, and a beautiful finish by Ford. That makes the lead 7 out, 44-37, and with both White and here's a shot first as O'Rourke will make it. With White and Ward on the bench with 4 fouls, this could be the ball game right here, this decisive run, and that's going to be a Springfield timeout. Waiting to see if it's going to be a full or a 30, and it's going to be a matter of how long can Springfield go without, even before fouls, bringing back either one or both of those players in foul trouble. Same 5 on the floor for Springfield that they went to the timeout with, so they remain with White and Ward on the bench right now. And the Mounties coming out. This is a good switch after the timeout. They went to the full court press, and it's saved by LaPlante. She'll throw it back, picked up by Cox. She'll get it on the fly and make it. Oh, boy, they caught a little break right there, but you know what? They had to hustle to make it happen, and they did. 46-39. That was Cox, who's hit a couple big threes and all that. Acrobatic shot right there, and that's going to be Comstock to O'Rourke. They want to post up Marcel. She'll roll in and got it. She plays like a true low post player. You know, just about any other team that had height, she'd be up at the guard position. And that's going to be knocked down by Loris. The Comstock to O'Rourke, and the finisher does it again. O'Rourke is a finisher. And a lead now to 11 for MSJ. As Rushton to LaPlante, and it's going to be stolen. Well, it's going to be tipped away, and they'll save it, go back to Cox, and she'll get another 3. 3 threes for Cox, and boy, I'll tell you what, LaPlante a little slow to get up, as that will keep hope alive right now for Springfield. It's 50-42. That cut the lead to 8. They go inside. Marcel will be fouled down low inside. 15 will be Petrillo picking up the foul, and then both Ward and White, with 4 fouls or not, are coming back in with 6:15 to go in the basketball game. You see the official waiting. They'll send Marcel to the line. That's the 7th team foul on Springfield. So it's back to the original starting 5 now with Ward, Lacrosse, Cox, Rushton, and White out there for the Cosmos. And Marcel back at the line. That's the 3rd foul on Petrillo, and that shot will not roll in. And Ward came flying out of nowhere along the baseline to get the rebound, and she'll hand it off to Cox, and she'll go to Rushton. They want Rushton to set the table. White to Rushton, down inside to Ward from the free throw line. No, had a great look. See her pull. She had to pull off. She wanted to get the foul, and it's a smart play by Ward. So 5:51 to go, and MSJ looking to keep that record moving forward in a positive way. They've only got the one loss, and that's going to be on a bounce off from Marchese. And White, a little slow to get up for Springfield. She hit the deck, and she's trying to walk it off. And she's going to stay in the ballgame. Coach asked her if she was okay, and she said she was. And here comes the press again. They get it into the center of the court. Now Cox will break the press over the timeline, kill the dribble, and that's a terrible mistake. She'll get lucky again, though. And all her pass was intended for lacrosse and hit the backboard. Here comes a break on a pass up ahead, and Rushton will get the foul. And again, the break was going to O'Rourke, and she was fouled. She'll be heading back to the line. She'll be going to the line for MSJ, and she's a very good free throw shooter also. And I forgot to mention, because I'm looking on the bench and I don't see her, because Liz Temple's back in the ballgame with the 3 fouls. With 5:31 to go, she's on the box along with Marcel, and there's a shot by O'Rourke, and it's not going to happen, and Temple kept it alive, and that's battled around, and lacrosse will come out of the crowd of many, many people with the basketball, and they'll be rushing now, 23. Well, she got right up there, and O'Rourke just sealed her off, and then lacrosse missed it. I'll tell you, all those shots that she was hitting earlier just aren't dropping for her now, and it's at the worst time for Springfield. That she'll go cold now, and Marchese will bring the ball up for MSJ. Marchese working off the Temple screen will give it back to Temple. She'll line it up for a three-pointer, and nope. Going to be on the floor. The rebound laid there for a second, picked up by Springfield. This is Rushton. Rushton looks a little tired right now, and she'll put a shot up. She hasn't put many up tonight, and that's going to be Cox to the basketball, and she's fouled. Tell you what, Cox has played a heck of a game for Springfield. Number 11 out there, Whitney Cox, is really, if there is any chance left, has really kept Springfield in the game with maybe a chance to come back. They're down by 8, only it's 4:49 to go, and that's the 6th foul on MSJ, 4th on Temple. And nope, she's a little strong. She rushed it. She didn't really take a lot of time to get set, get into the basket, and take the shot. Cox again, no, yeah. Boy, that was a flat shot that just kind of died on the back of the rim and dropped through, and she'll cut the lead to 7 at 50-43, and Marchese looks to the sideline. He'll get the call from Coach Levins. Now she'll bring the ball up herself, and she wanted to dump it down the fort. Wasn't happening. She goes to Temple, kicks it back out to Marchese. Again, nice job by Temple. There's the hook, no good. Rebound down to White. Rushton, no rush to push the ball. They'll set it up in half court as MSJ transitions defensively as well as they do offensively. And Temple, I think, is gone. 1, 2, yeah. And Elizabeth Temple will sit down with 5 fouls for MSJ. So Fort will come in, not for Temple. She was already on her way in. And Jen Trombley's going to take Liz Temple's spot. It was Comstock that Fort came in for, and Cross will be at the line, number 21, Jessica LaCrosse. So Temple fouled out with 4:26 to go in the 4th quarter of a 50-43 game, and Marcel wants to switch sides with Fort, and they're allowed to do it because the ball hadn't been handed to the shooter yet, and now we're and nope, had a lot of arc on it, but wouldn't drop. Then the long rebound tipped out to Marchese. And Springfield boys, they'll look at some of these chances on the missed bunnies and the missed free throws of the 4th quarter, and it might be the undoing. It might be the what-if syndrome. Marcel will put it up, and nope, that was a three-pointer from way outside. And the rebound controlled by Cox as she's taken over the ball game here for Springfield as far as controlling and running their show for them. That was a good save by White to Rushton, and Marchese just too long a pass. Marchese with the steal, and Rushton getting back against O'Rourke, and O'Rourke fouled and still almost got the shot to drop. And Melanie O'Rourke going to the line for MSJ. And that's going to be the 3rd foul on Rushton. So Springfield getting a lot of trouble here foul-wise. They have Ward with 4, White with 4, and now Rushton with 3. She'll get it. O'Rourke pretty darn good from the free throw line. She'll get a second chance here. She pushes lead back to 8, a chance to make it 9 here, and she will do so. Rushton and White with no pressure this time until midcourt when Marchese will come up and play the passing lane, get the ball over to Rushton anyway. She'll kill the dribble, go down to Ward. Ward's way out on that wing, and She's going to reel to the basket. Oh, she was fouled by Trombley. That's going to be the 8th team foul, and that'll send Ward to the line. So Carly Ward. Let's see where Springfield now with 3:42 to go. They just missed prior to the last time they went to the line. It's imperative to say that. I mean, it's obvious to say this, but they've got to make these. And that's going to happen. Didn't look quite sure of it at first, but it hit the front of the rim, got a nice bounce, came up over the top and dropped in. So that will keep it doable at 8 points right now, and a chance to make it 7, and she will get it. 52-45, Springfield doing just enough to stick around, but it's been an uphill battle for them here in the second half. They lost that 5-point halftime lead as MSJ had a monster third quarter. Now they're just playing with the lead with a very smart senior base out there and some good support from the underclassmen like Trombley and O'Rourke. Marcel to Trombley at the free throw line. She turns. She'll send it back to Fort. There goes Fort. She brought to the free throw line, got sealed off. Now they'll go back. Clock down to 3:16 to go, and this is going to be good. Fort with a big shot makes it a 55-45 MSJ lead. Rushton goes out to Cox, and no, she's looking for a 5th three, and she'll just be off the mark. And up ahead to O'Rourke, and she's going to go up and heading back to the line. Melanie O'Rourke has just got an endless amount of energy, both emotionally and physically, and she can get down the floor, and plays like that really just give her team quite the lift. So O'Rourke with those 2 shots coming up now, and that's going to be Lacrosse with the second foul, team's 10th for Springfield, and she got it. O'Rourke, pretty, like I said, pretty automatic as she goes to the line, and it's a good thing because she's very offensive-minded and very aggressive, so she gets fouled a lot. And again, it's Fort, Marcel, O'Rourke, Trombley, and Marchese on the floor. And on the missed free throw, Fort got the rebound, and she chased it down and goes back up top to O'Rourke. Fort inside to Trombley, trying to post up Ward, and smartly pulled it back out. And Marchese. Here's the cut to Marcel, and show her shot to bucket. Might heard a few footsteps there, and Ward got the rebound, went to Cox, to Rushton, back up front to White. With 2:34 to go, they've got to come up with either a 1, 2, or 3 point happening here, and that's going to be White, no good. Ball tipped and controlled. Cox had it stripped away, and it's going to be on a bounce to Springfield. Lacrosse kept it alive, and then Cox picked up the table scraps, and the ball was knocked out of her hands, and we're going to have an MSJ timeout. 30-second timeout left, and this be a good time just to give you a recap of what's happening. 56-45 is the score. MSJ with the lead. 2:26 left to go in this fourth quarter. Fouls stand is like this right here. MSJ has 18 fouls, but Liz Temple has 5 of them, and she's fouled out. Not all 5 in this half. And Springfield with 10 team fouls, and 2 of their big players, Ward and White, both with 4 apiece. And then their point guard, Rushton, has 3 personal fouls. So that's where we're at right now, and that was an MSJ timeout. There'll be a ball on the baseline. They're going to run that line formation across the top of the free throw stripe. They want to bring White across. She gets open on the wing, doesn't take the 3-point shot, comes to Cox. She'll line it up, and Cox, whoa, almost banked it in, went around and out. That was the design play they came up with off from the timeout called by MSJ. That would have been a big get, but now MSJ really doesn't need to take a shot, because that was Fort that hit the deck, and Marchese going to bomb away for a 3-pointer, and nope. Rebound on the floor and picked up by White. And she'll dribble into a double team. And that's going to go off from White's foot, and she knows it. And she'll get on the floor and jump ball. Going to be MSJ basketball, and White, very frustrated, just walked away. And with 1:55 left, MSJ with the basketball. That 3 would have been nice by Marchese, but it really wasn't necessary. Up 11, and the other team already with 10 fouls on them. Oh, you talk about forcing it in, and we've got a push call on Lacrosse. And that will send Marcel to the line. And that's going to be the 3rd foul on Lacrosse, and at this point it's almost irrelevant because barring overtime, they've got to go all out for it here. And 2 shots for Marcel. Springfield's been over the 10-team limit now. Last foul or two. And they're going to bring in for Springfield number 12, Allison Echo. And Echo's going to come in for lacrosse. And well, Marcel with a chance to make the lead at 13. It's 57-45 right now, MSJ. And the shot will be up and good. Hits them both, and Ward will take the ball out of bounds. And it was that pivotal third quarter that really swung things MSJ's way. They made some nice adjustments, both physically and mentally, at halftime, and they overcame a 5-point deficit and started the third quarter, and it's swelled now to a 13-point lead in the fourth, and it'll be a jump ball. It'll be green basketball. Trombley will get up off the floor. Now Comstock will come in for Marcel for the Mounties. And MSJ just a minute 40 away from sweeping Springfield for the season. They'll get the ball into Ward, and nice catch by Rushton. Rushton really didn't get involved offensively, shooting-wise enough. That's going to be White fouled. White telling the ref she was the act of shooting 2 shots, and she'll win her point. That'll be the second foul on Fort. She was called for the personal foul, and that'll be the team's 9th. The Rourke will get up on the box a little bit late, and they'll leave Marchese back as a safety, and Katie White will be up, and no. Well, that thing couldn't decide if I wanted to go or not, but it came back out, and White will be up and not get the second one either, and the rebound will come down to Fort, and she'll keep it alive away from both Ward on one side, and then number 12 on the other, of course, is Echo. It's going to be Trombley. There's the cut, there's O'Rourke, and that would have been a tough finish. White with the rebound, and then 19 to go, and Cox coming down the floor. Cox got to be the leading scorer with those 4 threes, and she's done so much so well. Comes over to White. White got in foul trouble, and that really changed a lot of their offense and defense. See how White just took it in right there? When she sat down with her 3rd foul in the 3rd quarter, and then just moments later, actually, the 4th foul, nice dish and the pickup. Trombley with the basket. And then Ward, Carly Ward picked up her 4th foul, and that really changed the dynamics for Springfield. And MSJ was able to really put some miles between them and the Cosmos. And here comes Fort. Looking for Trombley. She'll still make the catch and get the basket. You're living right there. It's Fort. Looks like they're going to get Lacey Gilligan in, hopefully here in the final 30 seconds. As Cox looking to take O'Rourke off the dribble. There's to Ward, up and in. So Comstock, with just 20 seconds to go, will get it in, and this will be Marchese as MSJ will get the win. They're up 62-49 right now, and that's almost a steal by White. MSJ just holding the ball up top with 5-4, and they're going to hold it in the corner, and Trombley will let it fly, and it will count if it goes, and it doesn't. And the Mounties will win 62-49, so they overcome a 26-21 deficit. They turn it on in the second half like good teams do, teams that win titles, and congratulations to MSJ. A good effort by Springfield. Get out to support your student athletes, and we'll catch you with more sports on Channel 15.